Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about community building on Instagram, which is a very big and very important topic. Why is it so big and important? Because I personally believe that building a community of loyal, strong advocates is far more powerful than just having an Instagram page with a bunch of people who just passively consume your content. Now, I do have to give my usual caveats. I don't actually caveat this in every video, but I should, and maybe I'll start caveating this in every video. All of my YouTube content, including today's video, is always going to be tips and tricks. And it's not going to be the full strategy for how you build a community on Instagram, because that would require hours worth of lessons. Fortunately, I am working on creating a course which would include everything you would need to know to build a community, in addition to grow on Instagram and all that other good stuff. So if you're interested, then follow me on Instagram. The link is in my description, because then you'll be the first to know when that course is ready. So without further ado, let's get to the tips. Okay, so the first tip that I want to give you is to build in authenticity as a layer of your messaging strategy. God, 2 seconds in and I'm already literally speaking in marketing language. Sorry. Basically, what my advice is here is to ensure that your messaging plan, so the type of captions that you write, what you say in your stories, all of that stuff, has a layer of authenticity built in. Now, this doesn't have to be in every single piece of copy that you produce. If you are a sales-based business, some of your captions or your copy might just be focused on kind of doing a hard sell. However, what this does mean is that at least a portion of your messaging should be super authentic. And there are a bunch of different ways that you can do this, right? One of the most powerful ways is to kind of show your vulnerability a bit. Talk about a mistake that you've made. You'll notice that on my YouTube channel, I actually have a lot of videos which are actually just about mistakes that I've made. I've made a lot of mistakes. I feel like, I share those videos because they help people so that people learn from my mistakes. But something that I've noticed as a result of sharing those videos is that it's helped me really build a deep relationship with my community, because me holding my hands up and being like, look, I am not perfect. This isn't a one-way street of me saying that I do everything right and you don't. This is a two-way street of me and my community where we discuss problems that we have, the mistakes that we've made, lessons that we've learned from. Another way to be really authentic in your messaging is to provide long and personal communication. So on your captions for your Instagram stories, making them a little bit longer, telling a bit of a story and getting really deep with your audience is always really super effective. And a key way to do that in not just your captions, but on any of your other content, is to talk in first person, right? So whether that be in singular first person, so saying things like, I feel like this, or in plural first person, so saying things like, we do this, our company believes in this, that kind of stuff. Speaking in first person just basically breaks down the barrier between your community and yourselves. So they're not going to see you as this big corporate company or as this kind of influencer who is more of a brand than a person. When you start using those pronouns, they're going to start feeling like you are speaking directly to them. And it's going to really help you, with that community building objective. When you are trying to be more authentic in your content, always remember that being authentic shouldn't feel difficult, right? Being authentic is literally you just relaxing and being yourself. A lot of the time, it's a lot harder for people to not be authentic and be kind of disingenuous than it is for people just to be relaxed and to really let their true personality and their true self shine through. I'm a strong believer in this, as you probably know from some of my other content, but if you are completely authentic to yourself, you will never need to compete with another person a day in your life, because no one else is like you. So be yourself, relax, and you'll find it so much easier to build a connection with your audience and build a community. My next tip for community building on Instagram is to create opportunities for one-to-one communications. Now, there's a bunch of different ways that you can do this. One of my personal favorites is to go live, right? So this is a personal favorite for a few reasons. I haven't actually had a chance to do this on my current channel, but it is something that I want to start to build into my strategy. The reason why I haven't yet is mostly due to time, if I'm being honest, but recently I made some changes and now I have a bit more time on my hands, so I'm actually thinking about doing a weekly live series. So if you have any suggestions for what that series could be on, then let me know, or even what days you want it to be on, let me know in the comments, because I'm open to suggestions. But the reason why this is one of my favorites is because I work with a lot of clients and I always recommend that they explore this as an avenue, and the clients who do see such huge results. And the reason why is because going live allows you to literally open the floodgates to talking to all of your audience, like simultaneously. It is as close as you can get to sitting down with all of your audience and talking to them on a one-on-one basis, right? That is as close to that feeling that you could possibly get in our virtual world. Now, of course, you can live stream directly to one platform. If you're only on Instagram, of course, you can live stream to Instagram. But if you're across multiple channels, or if you're just looking for a more powerful streaming platform, then I recommend checking out Restream. So Restream have been kind enough to sponsor this video. And you know, I love to work with any platform who I really feel like can enhance your Instagram strategy. And Restream definitely falls into this bracket. So I'm really excited to work with them and to talk to you a bit about the different services that they provide, right? So Restream Studio is basically like a live broadcasting program. It literally allows you to go live and make it look very professional, but then also to stream that live across multiple different platforms. So even things like LinkedIn, you can even stream across multiple different Facebook groups, which like blows my mind. But literally the extent to which you can use this platform to really level up your live streaming strategy is pretty much like limitless. Like it's a pretty powerful thing to use. So I'm going to break down some of the key features of Restream, and then I'm going to talk to you about different topic ideas that you could be doing for you to go live using Restream on your channels, okay? So as I alluded to, if you use Restream Studio, you can actually live stream your video to 30 plus different social channels. Isn't that wild? You can see chat messages from all of those platforms in one place on one screen, like on one display. And that is one of the biggest reasons why going live is a really great thing for you to do if you're trying to build a community, right? Because you're allowing people to ask you questions and engage on one-to-one comms with you. And using a platform like Restream allows you to do that on just like a ridiculous scale. You can invite up to 10 guest speakers, whether they're experts or they're co-hosts. You can play pre-recorded videos at any point during your live stream. Telling you, this is really how you step some stuff up. You can overlay logos, photos, branding. You can set specific time for your live stream and share reminders for your audience so that they know when it's going to happen. And you can stream with stereo sound and in full HD. So I feel like with programs like that, like what else do I really need to say? If you're serious about building a community and going live, then Restream is something that you should definitely check out. In terms of ideas of what you can talk about on your Restream Studio Live, I always recommend doing a weekly series because it gives something for your followers to look forward to tune in on, and it's probably going to help you achieve higher live viewing numbers as well. So some examples, if you're in the wellness niche, you could do weekly kind of cook with me series where you share your best recipes. If you're in the fitness niche, you could do things like my weekly Sunday morning workouts or my weekly yoga session, etc. Fashion niche, get ready with me on a Saturday night. If you have a product-based business, then there's things like your launch Q&A. So you've just launched a new product, get that product out, show the product off in different angles, different lighting, answer questions that everyone has on your product. I mean, that is a no-brainer. That is going to be so powerful for you if you've not tried that already before. If you're in the service-based industry and you're kind of positioning yourself as an expert, then why not have like weekly powwows where you just talk about your industry and different things, what have been going on that week? That's actually the topic that I've been thinking about and toying with for my live stream. So if it's that I just jump on a live stream like, I don't know, every Friday or whatever, and basically just say like, this is what I read in the news about marketing recently, digital marketing, Instagram marketing, YouTube, these are the changes coming to the platform. Or, you know, maybe I even just talk about someone who posted something really interesting and how I really like their strategy, you know? Let me know if that would be of interest to you. I only want to do this if like you guys like it. So please communicate with me, okay? Do you know what I said about one-to-one communications? This is me trying to make it happen. Also, just an additional thing which I really love about Restream Studio is their analytics feature as well. So if you host your live stream using Restream Studio, after your live stream, you will get access to a whole kind of analytics dashboard, right? This dashboard is gonna give you information such as the average view duration of your live stream, how many average viewers you had, how long they watched for, what their streaming time was, who were the people who left the most messages, like all that kind of stuff, which is, you know, I love analytics, so that's always gonna be super useful. So other opportunities for you to allow for one-on-one communications with your community are doing things like using story features which promote engagement. So doing a Q&A, for example, where you just use the open question box, doing things like using polls and stuff like that. That's always going to be super useful and a really great opportunity for you to just talk to your audience and get their thoughts, their opinions, stuff like that. So my next tip for building community on Instagram is to incorporate a user-generated content strategy. So that's also known as UGC for all my lovely marketing friends out there. Basically what this is quite literally a strategy which involves you repurposing content from your community and sharing it on your platform. Now, this is super powerful because what this basically allows you to do is some ways reward your community and also just give them recognition. It's like saying, hey, I see you supporting us, I appreciate you, and I'm going to share you to my audience. But also on the flip side of that, for all the people who are consuming your content, when they see you sharing content from your supporters, it really makes them feel like, wow, this this brand really cares. This brand notices who supports them. This brand supports them back. Like, it really just gives you this real lovely, warm hug community feeling. Oh, sometimes I say things and it makes me shiver because it's so cringy. That was one of those things. Now, how you go about this properly and effectively, even legally, to be honest, requires a really long, in-depth session. But as I said, it's going to be something that I include in my course. But I'll put some screenshots or some examples of the user-generated content that I've shared on my brands in the past. And basically what I've done is anytime they've tagged me, I've reached out to them, made sure I've got the various agreements in place, and then I've reshared their content on my profile, which shows everyone that, hey, there's a community of people out there who support my brand. You should support them too. This user-generated content could be in the forms of those photos that I've shared. It could be testimonials. It could be messages. There's loads of different kind of formats that you can present it. Possibilities are endless. My last tip for building a community on Instagram is to give back to your followers. Now, this doesn't just have to be the most obvious way in the sense of doing a giveaway and stuff like that, although those methods are effective, but it could also be something as small as just returning the love for their engagement. So don't feel like because you're a brand or you're this big influencer that you can't go on someone else's page and also like their content and engage with their content. Of course you can. There's a bit of a stigma around that sometimes where it's like, everyone should engage with me, I shouldn't have to engage with them. At no point, in my opinion, do you reach a level where you're too big to engage with your community. I think that should always be a layer of your Instagram strategy. So what I'm recommending here, just as a top level idea, is whenever you notice someone who is regularly engaging with you, save them to your saved posts or kind of mark them as close friends, put on notification, whatever, and make sure that you are returning the love when they share content that you like. Go out there, like their content, comment, respond to their DM, respond to their story, make them feel like this isn't a one-sided relationship. Always remember, Instagram is a two-way street, okay? It's a social platform. It's not about one-sided love. We've got to give love back, okay? That is it for today's video. I hope you found it useful. Remember, if you're interested in checking out Restream, I've put the link in my description. If you're interested in more Instagram tips and tricks, I recommend checking out this video. It is all about my top growth tactics for 2021. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video.